So as you can see, the title of this video says Dwayne Wade, the GOAT of parenting. Are you serious? But that can be a double entendre because we already know what the GOAT is about when it comes to the entertainment industry. And we know what they worship as far as that family, that Luciferian family. They worship the GOAT, the Baphomet, Pan, you know? And the embodiment of that is Zaya Wade, Dwayne Wade's son slash daughter, or whatever the hell you want to refer to that person as, you know? But this is I am athlete, obviously, going into the Masonic understanding. I am. These guys are Masons, they're heavy Luciferians. They believe that they're their own God.
You gotta look at yourself in the mirror. You gotta go to that mirror and look in the mirror, and when you have kids and say, all right, if my kid is gonna be boom, 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 how are you gonna deal with it, sir? So when it came to Zaire playing basketball, I had to realize, Zaire, you're not me. Your strengths and your talents is this. Let me tap into that with you, okay? It's not about me. And when it came to Zaya, let me tap in, okay, Zaya, let me look in the mirror, because I'm gonna tell y'all something, and people don't wanna hear this and don't believe this. At 3 years old, me and my wife looked at each other and we said, what if? What if Zaya come home, at the time, the name was Zion. If Zion comes home one day and said, Dad, I'm gay, or Dad, I'm this, I'm that, what are you gonna do, sir?
That's real.
And so what I did at 3, when Zaya was 3, is I prepared myself and I looked in the mirror and I said, yeah, what are you gonna do? Because you in a locker room with...
Yeah, bro, what the hell you gonna do, bro? What you gonna do? You gonna encourage him, or you gonna tell him, hey, listen, man, this is wrong, and let me tell you why this is wrong and what you need to embrace? Unless your little story about, you saying that you and Gabrielle said to yourself, what if? Unless that's true. Obviously, I don't think it is, because I believe that that little boy was trained. But what the fuck is you gonna do if your son comes to you and say, hey, Dad, I'm gay? Do you know what gay is? You fucking 3 years old. Excuse me. Let me chill out. You 3 years old. How the hell do you even know the concept of gay? You had to have been taught that. That doesn't make any sense. That's how you know that this shit is bullshit as far as what he's saying. And I'm just talking like this from a righteous standpoint. Sometimes when you righteous, you get a little angry at the nonsense that you hear from these fucking brothers. This dude is talking about, what if your son come to you? What you gonna do? You gonna look in the mirror? What you mean? You're gonna teach that boy what the righteous path is and why he shouldn't be thinking that if he's thinking that at 3 years old. Why is he thinking that? You're gonna ask him why. What are you talking about? Fucking clown.
All the guys use is nothing but you gay, you this, you that, you whatever. So I'm in that locker room every day. What are you gonna do, sir, when if your child comes home and say, Dad, sorry, I don't want no parts of basketball. I don't want no parts of your life. This is my life and this is how I am. How are you gonna do it?
You thought about that at 3?
I thought about that at 3 years old.
When did Zaya have that conversation with you?
8 years old, 5 years later.
Okay, so here's my question.
Oh, okay. So he's saying that he thought about that at 3 years old. That's something there. He thought about that at 3 years old. Dwayne Wade, he wears number 3. Okay. And also, he said that his son thought about that at 8 years old. So obviously, he was trained up to think that way, based off of his surroundings, based off of that woman or that man, whoever the hell that is, Gabrielle Union in that house. That's what that came down to. There's no reason why a kid should be coming to his father and telling him that he's gay. He shouldn't even know what the hell that is. He shouldn't even understand sexuality. And another thing, when it comes to like sexual orientation, there shouldn't even be a fucking sexual orientation. Like, I'm just talking about in a perfect natural world. In a real world, in reality, there shouldn't be a sexual orientation. Because at the end of the day, a man is a man. So naturally, he's supposed to be attracted to a woman. There shouldn't be if there's a sexual orientation, that's a psychological imbalance. That's because of they want to normalize the aspect of this fucking confusion when it comes to these people, these homos and lesbians and things of that nature. Because there shouldn't be an orientation when it comes to your sex. Because at the end of the day, you're naturally a man. See, when it comes to antiquity, you didn't have things like sexual orientation and shit like that. You know what I mean? So I'm just talking about the natural aspects of how life is supposed to be. But I just wanted to touch on this a little bit. I didn't want to go too much into it. I'm just saying, when it comes to Dwayne Wade and what he's speaking of, as far as, trying to tell your kid that he should embrace this rather than telling him what the wrongs of it, the cons of it. Like, what are you talking about? You know? That's why you the GOAT of parenting, because you worship the Baphomet. So it's your job to teach this. That's what it is. It's your job to teach this shit.
Right, because that was important. I just kind of explained to you how I feel about my kids, right? There's an obsession with my children that's probably unhealthy, right? And so as soon as I heard about Zaya, I started paying attention. I became Monday morning father, right? And I said, this is what I do. This is what I feel. This is what I would say. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, bro. Everything that you did had nothing to do with the thoughts that I had. And you made me check myself, right? Because I claim I love my kids, right? I claim I support my kids. And I'm watching another man who I admire, right? Another man who's lived a life not only on the court but off the court that is to be emulated, do things differently than I would as a parent. And then, very recently, I looked at your child, right? I looked at Zaya, and I know the only thing that we want to do is to see our children smile, right? Mm-hmm. But what I also realized, I was like, so he's been loving, he's been supportive, he's become a champion beyond his child. And I said, and it's looked easy. I can't believe that it was easy. So can you kind of take us on the journey? Because we see the destination. Take us on the...
So it's just interesting what this brother just said here, because they're trying to make it seem as if the aspect of, raising your child under a different manner when it comes to, having your child embrace these things, that's not helping. That's not conducive to an overall substantive lifestyle. They're basically trying to normalize it by saying, hey, listen, man, he's supportive, he's loving, caring, things of that nature, and you keep a smile on his face. But it doesn't matter when it comes to that, because at the end of the day, it's all about what's real and what's right. Sometimes, telling the kid what's right may not put a smile on his face. It's not about feeding him bullshit, man. It's not about that. It's not about smiles and shit, man. When it comes to smiles, you should be smiling when you uphold to the standard of what you're truly supposed to be when it comes to you being a boy, or when it comes to you being a father of a child and raising your child to the best of your ability as far as the righteous aspects of it. Because we all going to struggle when it comes to parenthood and things of that nature. But you do it to the best of your ability and righteousness. And who knows, man, hopefully the Most High bless you in that time period of you raising your child. But you leading your child astray by telling him that he should embrace something that's self-defeating. This is just crazy, man. But Isaiah 5:20 exemplifies this, man. For real.